Hello, if you're seeing this at some point in YouTube, that means is I decided to do something with this. But I'm actually gonna try to explain how is playing Dokkan, of course, as a free-to-play player, and also for every single brand new player, so that you can understand how this game kind of works. Anyways, um, if you click here, that means is you're playing Dokkan already. You already have downloaded Dokkan, and you have a couple questions. Okay, now let's go to the actual game for you guys. Oh, for some reason. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the actual game for you guys. Um, this is the start page. Actually, the start page would look a little different, but doesn't matter. Um, in the background, that's the banner you can customize. You can get these banners. There are multiple banners you can get. We just got a brand new one. This is a kind of old one that we have, and I love this one. Anyways, um, gifted. It's where you daily things comes in together so that you can get rewards and stuff like that for login, right? And there's a lot of information in this front. So let's start from the top to bottom because I feel like it's easier. So on the corner there's your rank. Yes, my rank is not that high. I know. Okay, chill. Anyways, um, the experience bar, you hit that bar at the end, you rank up. It's pretty easy. The highest rank you can go it's 999. So pretty simple. Stamina, what you use to go to events, unless some events are zero stamina. So the little coin over here, the little money, that's where you use it to actually, that's zenny, so that you can actually use to do everything. So zennies require for you to do pretty much everything. And the biggest and the most heartache coin in the game or currency in the game, dragon stones, the most important one and also the big one, right? These are the coins that you get new characters. They are the coins that uses you to skip ahead or get new things, which is dumb ways of using it. Pretty much you only use for summoning, right? And this is what you buy with your real money so that you can get more characters and better things, shit like that. So this is where you buy, right? This is the coin. Anyways, um, Gira's guide is pretty good for especially in the beginning. I feel like a couple of units that you get, you can get like um you can get like a couple units that you can get in level super level attack, so you can go here and farm them. So this is like good information. So for example, I can click here and I can go into one of these events and they gonna drop a character that can also help me super attack level high up if I don't have Elder Kai's. Awaken characters that I could awaken that I just didn't awaken, and me being lazy, I didn't do a lot of them. Um, but you can see a lot of them are like really weak characters that I just didn't have it before, and then got it. Um, and this is hidden potential system. Like this is our free to play characters that you can get some of the stuff, but all of them are or the keys, or you need to get dupes and stuff like that. I gotta do this. But this is a great way for you to evolve your characters and stuff like that. Learning here. Um, Interesting. Anyways, these are a lot of them. Anyways, but it's kind of confusing because it's a lot of information and you may not know what to do. So if you don't want to use Giro's guide, which fair, fair. Um, because when I started playing this game, we didn't have that. So I don't use it. I don't use it. Why? Because I learned in the old way, and I kept with the old ways. It can be good, it can be bad, but that's how it is. Um then you click start, and this is your menu. We have a couple of stuff here, a couple of missions that you can get, special missions. This is returning because I wasn't playing this game much, and I got to the returning. Anyways, this here is the menu. Here you can click, you can go everywhere. Um, I'm not gonna talk about the Bubba Shop now. For now, this is where you buy the Dragon Stones, right? And this is where you should use your Dragon Stones. Here, this is the summons. We are in the worldwide celebration, which is a big celebration where a lot of people come in, right? So if it is a big celebration, what happens? New people are coming in. So these two characters, this center one is Vegito, this one is Merzamasu, the brand new characters, LRs, top tier, amazing characters, right? Honestly, Zamasu is a little bit better, but the team kind of sucks. But Vegito, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. Also, there are different types. There is one more banner right now that you guys not gonna see, the 200%, the 200 um Dragonstone ticket. That's the 50 multi here. Like, there's the free version, which is the tickets that you can get freely, and the friends points. Friend points are pretty much so that you can get these two characters that transforms into LRs. Um, these characters, to be honest, not great. The same thing goes for this Hercule here. Um, but they are 100% free to play, so you just have to grind them. And the Zennies, the gold statues is where you get the Zennies that you're gonna need it. So sometimes pulling here and getting some extra units so that you can level up your characters is actually pretty good. The team where you're gonna have everything related to your characters and everything, I'm gonna get into this, but let's go back to the home. You clicking start. Oh, before there is the boost. This boost is pretty important to understand. Um, it normally is 3 boosts and take 8 hours to load. Now it has 5 boosts, and okay, it doesn't have how much time is it, but I can use it one of them so that you can understand. Uh, Patent Battle is pretty much a lot of a collection, and you got a lot of missions. It's not crazy stuff. You got like training items and stuff, which I have to do this more because this was introduced, I wasn't really playing. So it's not really something that I like doing. Ultimate Clash, or what we call Battlefield, it's a really high advanced type, so probably you don't have this unlocked. So, but in case if you have and you have no idea what the hell is this, you just go in and you put in all of your units in here. Um, you put all your units, and these are the only units that you can actually run. You cannot run anyone else except these units. Also, if your units die, you need to dies. You cannot use them anymore. Which is pretty good. Which is a really interesting different level of stuff. It's pretty hard. Also, you get a lot of interesting rewards. You get these points that you're gonna use to exchange in the Baba shop over here. Also, you get stickers, which is interesting thing. It also Ender Kais, and also some Dragon Stones. You get some rewards, which are pretty interesting and stuff like that. But now let's go. There is Dragon Ball Story, where it tells all the story about like Dragon Ball movies, GT, Dragon Ball Z. Um, and there is the guest Dokkan story. This is stories from actual Dokkan. Um, in there is normally known to be the best place that you can get uh link levels, and I'm gonna get into that way later in the video. Also, Portal of Memories is just some events. Instead of being on the event, they are sometimes not on, so you can get them from Portal of Memories, and you use some of the keys to use it. Keys are pretty rare, so only use keys on extreme cases like, oh, I need this character right now to be like a mission or something like that, then you can do it, or just wait for the event to come back and then you get it. um Also, so here is the story events. The story events is where you pretty much get a lot of free characters or free to play characters. There's a lot of free to play characters that you can grind in here. There are stones, or there are awakening medals, or the characters on itself. A lot of different things. There's a lot of things that you can grind here, orbs and stuff like that, especially for them. And a lot of characters, like for example, this character here becomes an LR. So this is an LR that we have here, and it's a pretty good, interesting character. There's a lot of characters here that are pretty good. Um, some of them don't really work that well, but a lot of the free characters that you can get is in here. And why is it important to know that there's a lot of characters in here? Because sometimes you need a team, like you have one or two units, but you don't have a team, you don't have enough units, or your unit's really bad. Sometimes it's good to pull up some free to play characters, especially in the beginning of your account. Like, do every single free to play character you can in order to build a team good enough to be able to run at least on challenge events, which I'm gonna get to it. Like some of the challenges, like the challenge events that um get you the awakening medals so that you can get your characters better. These is the challenge events that I'm gonna talk about it. Then these are events that gives you a lot of different rewards. For example, hidden petition orbs, um, a lot of things like that. Um, Also like Zenny, and also you can grind Pen, which is an LR that you can get here. It's really high stamina to get her right here, which is quite annoying, but you can get it. Um, Training items, awakening medals, you can get pretty much here. This is a free to play character here. This is a free to play character. Is a pretty good. It's really this character is really really old. Back on when I started, this was the first character that I grinded. This is the first character that I did. So probably right now it's not that the best idea just to do them, uh, especially because they're quite not good. So, anyways, um, now we're gonna go to the challenges. I'm gonna skip a little bit to the back because these are the same Dokkan events that in the bottom, but these are for the new characters. And then there's a bunch of really hard, challenging events that I'm not gonna go and talk about it. So also there is something you gotta understand it on Dokkan is that there are 5 types. There's AGL, agility, agility, strength, physic, physique, intelligent, um, and technique. Why am I struggling to say their names? Because we call AGL, SGR, um, It's AGL. It's physical or physique, right? So we call AGL, SGR, physical, int, and tac. So you have, for example, a unit like AGL Vegito, physical Vegito Blue, or I don't know, like you can say it like that. So, um, LR SGR Gogeta Blue, or um, I don't know, LR Antonemic Goku. So these terms we are calling a specific unit. So int LR Nemic Goku. What is it? It's int character that is a LR, that is a Goku that's from the Nemic saga. That is the Goku that fights Frieza in the Namek Saga. That's a Super Saiyan Goku that fights Frieza. Why am I saying Namek Goku and not just saying Goku? Because there's so many Gokus in this freaking game. We have to know what we're talking about, shorten it out, or like called out. So, for example, if I call Birdku, if you see someone say something, write it down. Like Birdku is a specific, or LR Birdku is a specific character that's attack LR Goku that is from, if I'm not mistaken, is the Cooler movie. He has a revive that shows up a bird, and he revives the bird with his key. Um, that's why we call him Birdku, because of the bird that shows up in the revive. Anyways, also, why am I saying all of the different types is because in Dokkan, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday, they have different days for each type. So right now we're on Friday, and Friday is physical. So each day is a different thing. If I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong. Monday is intelligent. Tuesday is tech, I think. Then it's AGL, SGR physical, or something like that. Or Monday is AGL. I think Monday is AGL. Whatever. There is a cycle. So when you look at and you see, like, for example, one way you can know is by this. For example, Ginyu Force and Bardock teams are free to play. It's a full free to play teams that you can get. Ginyu Force is actually now after their EZA. I'm not gonna, and EZA is another explanation that I'm gonna go a little bit later. Um, they are pretty good, and also Team Bardock is kind of well, whatever. It's a free to play team. You can pull up an entire team by just these events, and right now I know it's physical because these characters are physical. Physical is the orange type. So AGL is the blue type, Tech is the green type, Int is the purple type, Physical is the orange type, and SGR is the red type. Um, okay. Why does it matter? Because if a character is, for example, if you need to dock and awaken a character that's an AGL character, there's a highly chance, it's 100% sure that that event will show up in the um on the Dokkan events in here if it is on the AGL day. Now, there are a lot of events that do show up that are not, that sometimes they don't have the day character in it. For why? Because they are inside of a certain event. For example, right now we're on worldwide celebration. We're inside of the celebration. That celebration, in the banners, we have a lot of units in here. We have, for example, Vegito. He needs his awakening medals. Also, you can get awakening medals for Maya, awakening medals for worldwide. Oh, or Tournament Goku. All of these characters, all of their um, awakening medals are 100% on until the celebration ended. And then it changes to the next celebration, and then change the characters. Whatever is in the banner, pretty much their events is 100% on, so that anybody can grind at any moment. So that's something to let in mind. Now, what is one of the problems with this? So you have a lot of different Dokkan events. What does you get when you do a Dokkan event? For example, remember that I said about the LR and Nemegoku? This is what I'm talking about. This is the unit. This is his event. If you go here and you play against this guy, you get this medal. You get 7 of these medals. And let me pull up my LR into Nemegoku, which is this guy, right? Pretty much the same. But in reality, what you're going to actually see is this guy, because you just pulled him from the banner, right? You pulled him from the banner. You're like, oh my god, I got an LR. Let me get him better. So you actually gonna see him like this, level 1 and everything. So you train him and get to level 80, and then gonna have an option for you to go into the awaken. Let me show you awaken right here, and you can click. So for example, let me show you how it works for a brand new character. For example, this is Piccolo Jr. This is a great character, and I have to do this anyway. So this is on the training ground. In here is where you're gonna put training partners, aka those characters that I said on the friend points. It's pretty good to pull up. Why? Are N rarity, normal rarity characters, or rarity characters, which we have to go through. So LR is legendary rare. Um, SSR is super rare. UR is ultra rare. Pretty much any SSR, SSR, UR, and or TUR, which you gonna understand sometimes. TUR means something. UR and LR, all of them are good characters. Underneath that, like SRs is even quite eh. Underneath that is all bad characters, all pretty much characters that are so old that they cannot do anything, right? There are characters that start off as SR and can go up to LRs. For example, the characters that I showed in that friend banner. That friend banner, they start as SR and they go all the way up to LRs. Technically, they're supposed to be good characters. Right now, they're pretty old. Even though with their easy A's, they are pretty old. So right now, they're really iffy. What do I say? Um, but there are some SR characters that start. Some characters that are free to play that starts and grows up. For example, Vegito Blue. Vegito Blue, SR Vegito Blue is one of the units that's showing right here. So that Vegito Blue right there in the corner, next to the game, is actually a free to play LR character, which is actually pretty good. Anyways, so you start off like this. You can have also, if you click here, you can actually manually select like other characters and stuff like that. This is super attack level up. So what does that mean? You see that 1 right here? The higher you go up to 10, the more damage he's going to do on his super attack, which is really important. This is the biggest thing and the most important thing. So a free-to-play character, don't use Elder Kais on him. Why? A free-to-play character, you just can grind the same character and he gonna get 100% chance of leveling up super attack, which means you can get just the character level max pretty easy, just getting more and more dupes, right? Um, but for him, for example, he's a paid unit, or what does that mean is a summable unit. It's a unit that you can only get summoning, right? He is in the brand new banner. So for him, it's pretty because he's pretty good. It's pretty easy for me to go just use Elder Kais. So I go here, I click on the Elder Kai, and I select 9 of them. Boom, confirm, and done. I have 9 Elder Kais for him. Now the difference is, let me go back. These ones are special. These two are special Elder Kais. They work the same way as any other Elder Kai, so I don't like using them because they're pretty rare. So you can only get them in really specific moments. So for example, they both are Christmas. These Elder Kais here that I only have 4, they can be useful for anyone depend in difference of type. Now, these Elder Kais where I have 34 of them, I can only use these Elder Kais for int units. There is one of them for SGR, there's one of them for int, there's one of them for AGL and stuff like that. So there's a big difference. So this Elder Kai I can use for any unit. So that this Elder Kai is more important than this Elder Kai. Uh which also means that this Elder Kai is harder to get it. That's why he's only level 4. I only have 4 of these, while the other one I have 34, which is a big difference. Now, these guys where I have 294 is that I have only 30% chance of actually going from one level to another level, which is good whenever you don't have Elder Kais. But if you do have Elder Kais, they're not really much great, because that doesn't mean that, oh, if I put 4 of them, I'm gonna guarantee getting one. No, it's 30%, then plus 30%. There's like, it's every time. So every time that it tries, so what is gonna happen is, like, for example, I put 4 of them. So the first one is gonna go. He has 30% chance of leveling up. Then another one goes, and then he has 30% for leveling up. Doesn't matter what the end result of the previous one. Then there's 30% of leveling up again, and then there's a 30% chance of a leveling up again. It's not 120% chance of a leveling up. It's just 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Which means that technically he can go from, if you put 4, he can go from level 1 to level 5 because he leveled up 4 times. It's pretty much a gamble and chances. Technically, if you keep giving him more and more and more Elder Kais of 30%, eventually you're gonna get it. True, but it's way better having 100%. So anyways, I'm gonna put it here, 10. Now there's the training location that's pretty more way easier to do it. This one is the infinite one, meaning everybody has, and each one of them give different experience point or extreme experience buff depending on where you train or what do you do or whatever you got it. So this is always experience 2 times. Oh, these have 70,000 experience point training partner or training item kind, like the there's way more buffs and buffs depending on what it is. um you can choose whatever you have, or you can use this max grow up, which is pretty good. Also, you have the for the training items. I can also go in here and choose manually. So the like this this item, and this item are the best items to level up a character, but also sometimes it's better to just mix it up a little bit to get the characters and stuff like that a little higher, right? So for example, here, 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 but I don't like doing that, so I just click auto, or I just click boom, max grow up, auto, and it just levels up to the max that you can. Now this is so much better because before it was so annoying because you had to manually put every single thing that you put it here. Also, like the amount of before you couldn't put all 9 of them. You could only put like 4, then five, then plus 4 later, which is was annoying. But now a lot of things like this change it to the better. So for example, I level up him. Now he's level 80, SSR level 80, Piccolo Junior, right? You can just go click grow up, awaken, or you saw that pop up in the screen, right? If you clicked on the awaken, you can go for this. So these are awakening medals. These are the basic awakening medals that every single character is gonna use. It's not the same. There are a couple of them. So because he's an int type, every single int type is gonna have the same ones. So that's why I have like 5,000, 2,000 of one of these. Why? Because these are actually pretty useful. You're gonna use on every single character. It doesn't matter why. Um, which means they are pretty. It's pretty easy to find them. If you need actually, oh, I desperately need them, you can buy them in here on the Baba shop. Um, or you can grind on the growth section of the events that I showed. Anyways, you go here and you awaken your whatever character you awaken, right? You awaken, you Z awaken them, and now they went from SSR to TUR. Okay. But they are level 80 and they can go up to level 100. Since his link level is already at 10, I don't need to add more levels. I just need to get more training items for him to go to level 100. So I train him a little more time and I just do it. Also, you can level up a character without going to the training. You can just go and play um, an event with stamina that character is gonna level up. If you just open your game, you're probably doing that because probably is the best thing because you don't have the units. Now, this is the difference. This character, my junior here, um, Piccolo Junior, he's pretty good. He's actually pretty good like this. But did you notice that he's missing 2 links here? Also, I'm gonna go and explain everything. So there's HP, attack, and defense, pretty basic. This is leader skill. So I'm gonna explain what leader skills and what it has an actual effect on it when I go to the teams. Um this is his super attack effect and this is his active skill. He's not fully built up. He's still like he's kind of you know? Even though he's one of the best TURs in the game. What does that TUR mean? That means is I need to Dokkan Awaken this character. And for to Dokkan Awaken, I need 77 medals of these. So you can just so from awakening you can click him and you show up in here, or you can hold him and use the growth and you click here, Dokkan Awaken, and you can click here, and both of them are gonna result to the same thing. It's gonna show up the event. You're gonna say to the event, and then you're gonna see this. You're gonna click on the event, and then you're gonna click OK, and boom, it brings you up to the event. This is amazing because before I would have to go and look for the exactly event that I need to find and getting the event. And then I go here, it's 25 stamina, um the 20 stamina, the difference is you're gonna get the awakening medals as well, but you're gonna get, instead of constantly getting 7, you're gonna get some 3s, some 4s, and normally it's easier. So this is a way that for beginner players that don't have a team like this to go in and actually be able to beat it and upgrade your characters up to a level that you can use it, and then you can beat levels like this. So that's why I said go ahead and get free to play units that you can get it, because their events are like the easiest events there is. Also, their same events make them able to get like the units pretty good, and those units can be events like these, some of them, right? So for example, Vegito can really help you beating events like this. Also, units like the Ginyu Force entire team is free to play, so you can actually pretty much run them, even though you cannot, you probably won't be able to run on their EZAs, their EZ8 already, but like they, you can run events sometimes, some of these events sometimes like this. By the way, this that just happened, it's an intro. So really high characters have some intros nowadays. It's it's just super cool. This is amazing. Okay, this is the part of Dokkan that I love. It is the animations. Okay, and this is where the game, we're inside of the game, right? Health of the enemy. This is the SR physical wheel that we were talking about. AGL beats SR. SR beats physical. Physical beats is stronger against int. Int stronger against tech. Tech stronger against AGL. And here's are the orbs. You can select any of these orbs like this, but you have to see the type. So this unit is a AGL type. So I can click here. I get more orbs than I would get it if it was a single orb that is a different type. You can see this, I get one extra thing. If you notice right here, I get one extra square. That extra square in my character is what makes the character a little bit better. But if you saw that I could use this, why? In reality, what you have to count is that one single orb for a regular character, most of the characters, is one key. What means is 1 plus here, right? And the same color is actually times 2. So whatever you have is times 2. Now you saw the rainbow orbs all the way down here. These rainbow orbs count as half, but also they connect to the best way possible. So for sometimes you're gonna have situations where they connected. For example, if I click here and then it brings down the key, I'm gonna be able to connect with that rainbow key and get that extra green key over there in the corner, so that I can collect more key and getting more powerful. Now, these 3 characters are LRs, so they're specific for a couple of stuff, and I'm gonna explain that later. But that's regularly. These characters specifically, this is Vegito, AGL Vegito. He gets a couple of buffs, but that can show in the passive. So if you go here and you click here, you can see the character. Also, this is where the passive is. Yeah, this big and huge tax that it just popped up, that's their passive. Also, I'm gonna already explain. So a TUR character or SSR character, all the characters except LRs, they have one super. But LRs have two supers. They have an 18 key super right here, or a 12 key super, and an 18 key super. But they can go up to 24 key. What is the key in that wheel right there? You see that my character doesn't have, it's not having a super, but it's 1 key away from a super, so that's 12 key. So making one around is 12 key. Making two arounds is 24 key. There are characters like, for example, this character right here in the corner, after they transform, if they get 24 keys, meaning they get all around, they get some extra buffs. So for example, Gogeta over here, he guaranteed crits in the game, which means it's more damage. That's all it means for now, so that you can kind of explain. Of course, if you click over here, you can see their stats, attack stats, and defense stats. The most important part in here is not the characters underneath here, the 4, 5, and 6, and 7. It's the 3 here, because these are the characters that are in your rotation. And also, for you to understand, is the top 2 characters, they're gonna move up, and they're gonna link up with this character. So every time you have 3 characters in a rotation, right? In a turn. So this is a turn. Also, the turn number is right here. So this is the first turn. These 3 characters is in the first rotation. The exactly same way it is, and I go for the second rotation, is gonna have this Vegito, this Vegeta in Trunks, and this God Goku. And then I go to the next rotation, and it's on exactly the same thing. What's gonna happen is Vegito is gonna show up with the other Vegito and with the God, with this unit and this unit. So 7 is gonna show up in my screen, and it's gonna be with 1 and 2. So Gogeta, get out of the rotation. So to understand is, every time a character is in the third slot here, he's gonna get out of that rotation. We call them floaters, right? There are characters that stay floating around, and there are the 2 main units, the 2 main on the rotation. So them and them. Normally you want to put characters in your rotation, your main rotation, to be characters that can tank, that they are the best units on your team, or units that can take the damage and also do a lot of damage, because the more damage you do, the better you win. But nowadays the game is really around the defense, so if you can survive a super attack with one character but it doesn't do that much damage, I would rather have that than a character that does a lot of damage but can take nothing. I'd rather have a unit that tanks a lot and can let me survive. Also, the HP is in the bottom here. This is our HP. Also, I said that a character after their transformation. Now, a lot of characters have different abilities. So, for example, this guy, he starts off like this. But after 4 turns, so if you see here, you see that there is a little blinking thing on top here next to growth. You click here and you see there is a different version that Super Saiyan God SS Gogeta. You says transform starting from the 4th turn from the start of the battle. So when that number over here turns 4 and this guy shows up right after this guy shows up, and this is 4 or higher, this guy is gonna have an animation. It's gonna have the same exactly thing we had at the intro, but it's gonna be a transformation. He's gonna go from this guy to God. So he's gonna go from base to God. That's what happens. That's Gogeta. He's gonna transform and it's gonna be amazing. So Gogeta Blue shows up and he's super strong, right? So I'm telling you that he's super strong. But also, if you see, he has a pretty big passive. He has a super attack here, and a super attack, if you see meteor attack extreme and then kamehameha extreme, they have their effects of their super attacks in here, also in here. But when you transform, things change. A lot of things change. Their super attack change. It's a Thirst Dust fall now and meteor explosion. It's different attacks. And their effects of their attacks is different. Which it means is when this character, for example, when this, what does the super attack effect does is that first it does the animation. Also, they do a lot of damage, or they do more damage than they would do if it was a normal attack. Raises their attack, for example, greatly raises attack defense for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy. What actually translate? It's gonna increase for that 1 turn their HP and their attack and defense for 50%. Greatly raises is 50%. It's gonna increase for 50%, and then inside of that turn. So whenever that turn ends, they're gonna lose their buff because it's for 1 turn. Also, there are characters that are for 99 turns. What that means is just infinite, because there is no mode in this game. It's not possible for a character to go 99 turns. It's impossible. And like when he uses his ultimate super attack or ultra super attacks, he greatly raises defense for 3 turns and causes mega colossal damage. So after 3 turns, then he loses his buff. So also there is the links that also change. What does a link does? If you see here, you see there is a little yellow thing blinking between them. What does that mean is, see all of these things blinking? Those are links. Each link gives you different buffs. So for example, inside of Vegito, here, if he has this link activated, how does a link activate? When there's a character next to him that also has that same link. For example, they have the same link as him. That's why it's activated. And that activate link level 3, I know it's low, but on link level 3 is attack plus 11%. So 11% more attack when that link is activated, which is pretty good. So they have different links. They have 7 links. So they have legendary power with 12.5% more attack when it's link level 5. So the idea is that whenever these characters are link level 10, why link level 10? Because link level 10 is their highest numbers. For example, this is a character link level 10, full link level 10. So for example, let me see legendary power. I saw legendary power was 12.5% on link level 10 or link level 5. It went from 11 to 15. That's why link leveling is important, because you can get more buff for that character. But if this character is link level 10, does my other character that also have the same link also increase their buffs with this character link level 10? No, actually not. Both of the characters supposed to have link level 10 for their maximum potential. But if a character has link level 2 and another has link level 10, the character that has link level 10 is going to get the buff as link level 10, and the link level 2 character is going to have link level 2. So it's pretty easy to understand that part. Also, a enemy can attack before the first attack happening, or after, also after the second, and also after the third. But here's the thing: on the first attacker, it is the hardest position to be in. There are characters that are designed to be on the first attacker. Why? Because it is the hardest position to be in. Why? Because it gets attacked from two different situations. One, before your character super attacks. Why is that bad? Because there are a lot of characters that have effects on their super attacks, as I showed you. For example, Gogeta greatly raises attack and defense. So that defense on the super attack changes a lot. Sometimes that can change between losing and winning that super attack effect. So you don't put that character as a first attacker if that defense is gonna really matter. If their effect is gonna really matter. If that effect really gonna matter, so you put them on slot 2 or slot 3, meaning this slot or this slot. Why? Because they're gonna attack, then they're gonna receive attack. So that for you to understand. The first position, the first attacker, then it can happen attack before by attacking. After also attacks the first attacker, then you have the second attacker, and then the enemy attacks this second attacker, and the third attacker, and then the enemy attacks later at the end and attacks. For example, this you have Piccolo Jr. attacking my first attacker after he supers, after his attacks, and also he attacks my last character after he attacks. So this is how you analyze attacks. So for example, if you go to an actual hard event, you're gonna have attacks all over. Gonna have multiple attacks in one slot, so that can happen. Also, so you select your orbs, you get it, and then he's gonna go. For example, this is an ultra super attack. So this is an animation for the 18 key super attack, right? Because it's an LR. Oh, come on. You don't need to one-shot the character. Come on, Vegito, chill out. Another animation, I'm gonna be quiet. This animation is so good. I love this one. I love this intro. Okay. So for example, you see that little green ball, he's attacking before my character attacks. So that's bad. I'm gonna pull characters that can actually tank pretty well. Actually, any of these characters going there, I'm fine with it. But if this was a hard event, I probably would do something like this, or maybe Vegito. In this case, I'm gonna do this because. So the reason why I chose low amounts of key for him is that he doesn't really need to have like super amounts of key, even though he could go ultimate because this character is also an LR, but this character, he's a TUR, so he's not gonna do a ultimate attack, but I'm gonna give it to him. Why? Because he gets stronger the more key I gave it to him. How do I know that? Reading their passive. That's the biggest thing. Reading the passive and understanding what the passive says. Which I think I'm gonna do another entire video, or like I'm gonna divide this video because this video is about to hit like freaking an hour and me explaining we are not even halfway done, bro. not even halfway done. So you don't need to one shot the freaking man. Anyways, um, what I'm doing is I'm going through this event, and getting through this event is gonna, at the end of this event, when I beat this event, I'm gonna get a couple of stuff. So that little blink in the thing is that the enemy is attacking my character, but he's dodging. What is dodging? And I said a credit before, crits before. Um, there are three types of things: dodge, crits, and additionals. There are effects that sometimes they have inside of their passive, but mainly on their hidden potential system. Hidden potential system is something that you can unlock when the character is a UR level character or higher, and also when you're a certain rank or higher. So if you have a hidden potential system of characters unlocked, um, each character sometimes have different builds depending on what they do, right? This is Gogeta, okay? This is the transformation of Gogeta. So this is the same character that we had before, and now he's Gogeta Blue. Now, what does dodge means? Means that the enemy attacking doesn't matter if it's a super attack or a normal attack. The character is not gonna receive any damage. So nowadays in this game, dodging is pretty useful. Why? Because you're not gonna receive anything, right? He's not gonna touch you with dodge. But it's also chances, right? It's also based on chance. Or you have characters like Gogeta Blue, which this turn, specifically this turn, when he transform, right after when he transform, he has 100% dodge. What does that mean? He's not getting touched. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter what does Piccolo Jr. throw at Gogeta. He's not getting touched, which is extremely OP, extremely OP, extremely strong. Um, that's why he's one of the best characters in the game. But just to remind it, this is LR Gogeta after his EZA, and I'm gonna explain what EZAs are. But so dodge is that. Additionals is like, you know, when he supers, a character attacks, there's also a chance of him attacking again. For example, LRs, and specifically, whenever a LR has a ultra super attack, he does the first, like, you get the 18 key. He's gonna do their first attack, the the ultra super attack, and if he gets an additional super, he's gonna do the actual 12 key instead of doing the 18 again. And that's a pretty good thing to remember. Also, so that you can, when you're reading the effects of each super, you need to understand the additionals, how it works. Also, additionals also has, at least in the hidden potential system, they have chances of being a normal attack. Normal attack is like if they didn't super, so it's an extra attack they can do. So that means it's more damage. Now there's the crit. Crit is when they negate their defense, pretty much. When they super or they attack and they negate their defense, their resistance. So critting does more damage. There are characters that have a lot of crits built in their passive. There are a lot of characters that have built-in additionals. There's a lot of characters that have built-in dodge. For example, Gogeta here, or for example, this God Goku also has a lot of dodge built in. So, for example, Piccolo Jr. just super attacked against Gogeta. But what's the problem? It doesn't do anything because Gogeta has 100% dodge on this turn. which he doesn't need to one-shot the man, bro. Like, come on. Did you see? I clicked way too fast. I'm sorry. If you go slowly back there was a gold thing said ×7. That it is the actual awakening thing. Also, I got a link level, right? Um, which is actually pretty cool. If you go here in option and possessions, you can see here the gold with purple. It's 7 awakening medals. So these are the medals that I'm gonna use to awaken my Piccolo. But I'm only getting 7. I need 77 of them, which means that I'm gonna have to run the same event 11 times before I can actually dock and awaken and get my character even stronger than before he was. Okay? Now, oh, but running 11 times takes a long time. I'm gonna have to go through multiple, like 11 times is a lot. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. We all hate it. We all Dokkan players kind of hate this, but you get used to it because also there is the boost. Remember that I said about the boost in the beginning? So right here, if I select boost on, did you see that the stamina went from 25 to 50? That means it's like if I was running the same events twice at the same time. Meaning, instead of me getting 7 at the end, I'm gonna get 14 at the end, which helps a lot. But it also consumes a lot of your stamina at once, so at one point you're not gonna be able to do that much. Also, here shows the team previously that I used. In the bottom here is the support items, or the items that I use that could also help you in the middle of the battle. And the support memory is also items that can get different effects while in the middle of the fight, which is pretty good. I don't like using it because it wastes. um, Sometimes I don't need the support, for example, for this event. Also, now, what is it interesting? In here in the bottom, see, now shows up two other buttons. Auto map and auto battle. What does that mean? Auto, he does for you. Which auto map means he's gonna walk around automatically. And if I select auto battle and I'm in the map here, it's not gonna do anything. Why? Because he's technically trying to fight and he doesn't have a fight to fight in. The moment that I get into the fight over there, the moment that I go to the fight here, you're gonna see what happens. If I click right here, I moved the characters around, but I move, he automatically clicks for me, which is super helpful if you have a pretty good team and you are running like, oh, I'm gonna link level my characters. You're gonna go to the Ghast event, so there are a lot of different events, there are different levels, there are levels that are good, there are levels that are bad. And you're gonna run through that, and you're gonna run on auto. You're gonna just leave on auto, and it's automatically gonna do it. The thing is, it doesn't automatically go to the next event. You're gonna have to manually do that. But it's something somewhat recently that they added on Dokkan, even though Dokkan has been there for 8 years, almost 9 years. And it sucks that we only got this like last year, so it's something that we've been pretty much begging for it to happen. So for example, if I needed actually help, I would go here and click items, And here is my support items, also my support memory. Um, it would show up here, and I can use them. So, for example, a Ghost Usher, it's pretty interesting because they eliminate all the attacks of the opponent. I'm gonna do this so that you can understand. So, for example, if I click OK, it's gonna show up and it's gonna eliminate all the attacks. See, all the attacks that was here, now they don't have it anymore, and I can just go and attack it. He's not gonna touch, literally not touch me, because I eliminated all their attacks. So that's pretty good. Items, support items, are really good help, especially on hard events, um, for you whenever you go, right? Um, Now I'm gonna explain a little bit of the teams. Probably this is like part 2 or 3 already. I don't know. Um, if it is, if it isn't, I don't know. I'm sorry. Right. There's a lot in here. There's a lot. Um, there's a lot in this game. I've been talking for an entire hour and my throat is kind of almost hurting me. I need to stop and drinking water, but I'm not gonna do this until we finish. Now, there are some things in this game called categories, right? And it's something that it's what we call the teams, right? The teams is pretty much the categories. Um, and I'm gonna show you the categories in a little different screen here. These are the categories, right? This is global and this is Japan. Um, Japan, why right now, probably if you've seen this video, probably this doesn't really have much difference. But what does that mean is that we have two different versions. We have the Japanese version and we have the global version. Japanese version is around 6 months ahead of the global, which is somewhat bad because what happens when, for example, worldwide celebration is a specific celebration that it happens on both versions at the same time. But for example, anniversary, whenever this game makes an anniversary, in it is a big celebration. It's pretty much the biggest celebration. It's pretty much the same size as the worldwide celebration. Also, it is the biggest celebration though, and the celebration in Japan of the Japanese version is happens in February, while in global happens in June. What does that mean? Is that whenever there's a new character that releases on February for the anniversary, we on global only gonna get that character in June. We're gonna have to wait all of those months to get those characters, to have a chance of getting those characters, which is really bad. But finally they announced that they're gonna put together the two versions. What does that mean? They're gonna sync up the two versions. Now that 6 months gap, pretty much, that had it, it's not gonna happen anymore. And why is that so good, especially for global players like me, or even the Japanese players? Why is that so good? Because the hype is not gonna die. What would happen is that a brand new character, super amazing animations, like beautiful character, shows up in JP, and everyone goes crazy about that character, and that happens in February in the anniversary, and we go, oh my god, the best unit and the most fan favorite units normally happens in an anniversary. So, for example, that Gogeta, the SR Gogeta that shows up in that in my team, he is he is actually from the 5th anniversary. That means is when we already on the 8th, so we already had the 8th anniversary, and we were going for the 9th anniversary. But um, yeah, that character is somewhat old, 4 years old, almost 4 years old. Um, but when that happened, when that character showed up, he showed up in global in freaking February, but for us was June. So we had to wait so long that the game already changed somewhat quite a lot before the unit even get to us. So that's what really, 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 really was bad about it. This game is that. Now this is Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Wiki, Dokkan Battle Wiki, which it has pretty much every single information you can get, all their passives, all the attacks and stuff like that, everything like that you can imagine needing information that it is in the game sometimes, or stuff that's also outside of the game, you can get it. Remember about the Vegito blue or the Gogeta blue that I was talking about? So this is the unit that also was in my character. Remember that I said when he goes blue and he's easy 8, of course I'm gonna explain what easy 8 later. That greatly raises attack and defense for one turn is 50%. In here, if you just put your mouse right here, it shows defense by 50%. Is amazing, right? This is where you can get a lot of information. So for example, this character was released 30th of January of 2020. In global, only show up in 9 of July. So really 6 months. So only in July we got to get this character. And that's where the part that sucked about this game for so long. And they finally announced that they're gonna sync up that, and that is not gonna happen anymore when the 9th anniversary hits. When the 9th anniversary hits, what's gonna happen is Global is also gonna have the anniversary at the same time, which is gonna be the best thing that they could have done, right? Also, let me go back. Um, okay, these are all the categories, aka this is all the teams. Um, each category means something. So, fusion characters there are consists of fusion dance or EX fusion characters. Characters that use the fusion dance, which means is that dance that Gogeta does. Um, so every single Gogeta is in here. Every single Gotenks is also in here. So this is a team of fusion. Also, there is like Coolies, like Cooler and Frieza, Cooler and Cell of Frieza and Cell, and also this is Janemba with Boo. Like there are some crazy also characters here that are technically not canonic, but um these characters are here. Now I'm gonna try to explain what Easy 8 means. Remember the Gogeta? Remember that he was released in 2020? The game in 2020, pretty much almost 4 years ago, in the beginning of 2020, it was a totally different game back then. The game was a lot of based on the damage rather than the defense. In this character before Easy 8, if you read and stuff like that, if you say, okay, attack and defense 70%, that's good. K plus 3 and launches an additional attack that has a medium chance, 30% chance, of becoming a super attack when attacking. High chance that's 50% chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attack, as the third attack in the turn, which means it's on the corner. And transformations transforms when conditions occur. The turns the condition for transforming is transforms from the fourth turn to start of the battle. And then he transforms into blue. When he goes to blue, his attack changes. He's all of this changes. His attacks before his transforms is just raises attack, which is raises attack by 30% for 9 turns. Um, the 9 turns is just meaning infinite. Um, but also, when he goes Super Saiyan God Blue, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, only 30%. So he only raises, not greatly raises. And also on Ultra Super Attack, he raises defense 30% for 1 turn only. And he got attack and defense 77%, key +5, launches an additional attack guarantee, then plus an additional attack and defense 7% up to 77 attack when attacked performed. So what does that mean is that he has to attack 11 times before he gets his full buff. And attack effect against all types as the first or second attacker in the turn launches an additional super and a high chance of evading enemies. A chance high chance is 50% chance of evading enemies attack as the third attacker in the turn. Also, he has an active skill. Active skills are like an attack that you can do. It's an attack that you can do. How can I explain this? Without actually choosing your orbs, you can do this. Also, sometimes there are transformations tied to the active skill. The moment that you use the active skill, also it transforms the character. So can be activated when facing one enemy whose HP is 50% or less is started from the attacking the next turn. So he has to wait for 1 turn, and then he can uses the active skill, which greatly raises attack temporarily, which is 50% extra attack just for his ultimate, with which for this active skill. Which in here you read this, and I read this for you. You think, okay, the character gets a lot of defense, gets a lot of attack, he does a lot of things. That's good, right? Actually, no, because those numbers are pretty bad. Actually, he doesn't get defense on his supers before he transforms. He doesn't get defense. He doesn't have pretty much anything. Like, the only thing that he could do is the high chance that's 50%, and honestly 50% evading chance of dodging is better than nothing, but it's somewhat complicated. Also, like, his stats is okay because he's a LR, so whatever. But the numbers doesn't really do enough. It was not enough. There were a lot of events that you would die because this character was not strong enough. So what happens with characters that are not strong enough? Dokkan came up with an idea. EZA. What does that mean? They take an old character, and you have to beat this really hard, somewhat really hard, really hard event, and you get these older coins, and you get this character from this, and get way stronger. And that character gets way stronger than he gets a buff, a really big buff, something that he didn't had it before, and fixes a lot of the problems based on the meta that we have right now. So There's a difference between when an LR easy ace and a TR easy ace. But so an LR, you have three steps. You just have to get these. So you have to get all of these coins. And whenever he easy ace, he becomes this, right? It changes a lot of stuff. So his leader skill changes, which I'm gonna explain the leader skill still. I have to explain. His super attack effects change. So instead of just raising attack like he used to do, now he raises defense also, but he raises for one turn, which helps. Which helps for his 12 key supers, right? Um, on ultra super attacks, he raises attack and he greatly raises defense for one turn, which is 50%. So that's a lot. That's a big change. Now he gets defense. Now look at this. Look at the difference. 70% attack defense. 140. He doubled his number. Then key plus 4, which was key plus 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, which is above. When attacking, okay, it doesn't matter. Launch is an additional attack that has a great chance, 70% chance, of becoming a super attack as the first attacker in the or second attacker in the turn. So if he was on the position 1 or 2, he would be okay, right? And then, but if he was on position 3, not as much, right? Anyways, um, launches an additional super attack that has a great chance 70 launches an additional super attack and a great chance of evading enemy's attack, including super attack at third attack in the turn. So if he's the third attacker actually in the end, his great chance, which it was 70% chance of super, becomes 100% chance of a super attack. So, which is better, right? It's obviously better. Um, I'm sorry. Okay, which is I like so which is better? 100% better than 70%. Also, he has that chance of evading enemies' attacks, which is super good, especially if that character tries to super attack this character and he dodges, and it's a super heavy super attack that really does a lot of damage and could kill you. He's gonna dodge. Plus an additional 100% defense when attacking. Transform when conditions match is still the same condition, right? Then he transforms and now he's easy aid, right? Now remember, this guy is just raises attack and defense for one turn. This is greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, which is 50%. So it went from 30% to 50%, which is pretty big. Also, greatly raises defense, which is 50% for 3 turns. And here it was raises defense for one turn. Now increase the amount of turns. Which that means is that effect is not gonna go away right at the end of that turn. That effect is gonna actually kind of stack up a little bit, which helps him getting a little bit more defense the more attacks he does. Also, remember that he would have to do 11 attacks, which is a lot of attacks in order for him to be fully built up. Oh, this is down here. So let me go in through it, right? Then his passive evades enemies' attacks. What does that mean? 100% evades all attacks for one turn after transformation. Remember that I said, oh, he dodges everything, he's untouchable. This is what I'm saying. So that first turn, he doesn't get touched. Then attack and defense 150%, key plus 5, launches 2 additional attacks. Okay, so let's compare here. Um, this was 77 and key plus 5, and launches an 1 additional attack. This went from 77 to 150, almost doubles. And key plus 5 stays the same. But now he launches, instead of launching 1, he launches 2 additional attacks, which has a medium chance. Medium chance is 30%. This is he just has a launches an additional attack. That has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, and attack against that attack as the first and second attack in the turn. Right? Then another key plus 7. So another quantity of key a lot. Launches an additional super and great chance of evading enemy's attack as a third attack in the turn. Which is 70% chance of dodging. So he goes from, in here was what? High chance, which is 50% chance of evading enemy's attack as a third attack in the turn, and also launches an additional super. But this one also gets key, which is a big difference. So he can get the ultra super attacks easier. Also, he gets the 70% chance of dodging. 70% chances of dodging is way better than 50. As the third attack in the turn. Plus additional key plus 1 up to 5. And attack defense 22 up to 8 with each attack performed. Remember here that he had to attack 11 times? Now he only has to attack 4 times. And also he's getting key, which is good for him to get more attacks. So the more attacks he does, the higher the chances of you getting 24 keys. And why does that? It's good because now he has one thing that he didn't have, that's performs a critical hit when activating the active skill or when key is 24. Meaning if he keys is like super high, which he gets a lot of key constantly. And right here, which means he's high key pretty easy. If he gets a couple more orbs, he's like super high on quantity of key, and he gets his 24 key. That 24 key also gets him crit, 100% crit. What does 100% crit means? Crit, remember, negates defense. That means this guy is doing more and more and more damage. He is breaking the enemies super strong. He's super strong. Now the effect of the active skill stays the same. And the condition stayed the same. But you see that this character went from, oh, he's pretty good, to, oh my god, he's a god tier. In reality, he went from pretty bad to actually one of the best characters in the game. He is truly one of the best characters in the game currently. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit of the leader skills. If you see here, he's a leader for Fusion and Final Trump Card. What does Fusion Final Trump Card are? Categories. Every single unit has multiple categories. Depending on the units, they have more. Depending on the units, they have less. So Fusion is also a category that he is. And Final Trump Card, he is also in that category. What does that mean? Is that when you are actually building a team, there's positions there. The first slot in your position in your team, which is 6 units, is your leader. When you have a leader, the leader's skill is gonna be applied to everyone in the team, including that same character. So let me show you what does that actually looks like in the game. So I was doing that event with uh Piccolo Jr., but remember here, see the leader here? In this case is Vegito, but I'm gonna go in here and just erase entirely. So the first character that I'm gonna choose is gonna be the leader of the team. I'm gonna actually use Gogeta, since we are using Gogeta as an example, which is a pretty good character, right? His leader skill is Ki +3, HP, attack, and defense plus 170%, which means everyone that is in that category is in the category of fusion, final trump card, and final trump card are gonna get the HP, attack, and defense 170%. Also, Ki +3, which is super super good. So let me choose a couple of characters. So for example, I'm gonna get. Can you stop, please? Thank you. I'm gonna get this guy, the Vegito, right? We call them the Blue Fusions. Why do we call them? Because they released at the same time on both games, because they were the dual fast. Why we call them the Blue Fusions? Because they go blue and they are both fusions. One by Poltada, the other one by the actual dance. So, okay, I'm gonna take some random characters, um, just in order to we see. I'm not even thinking what I'm picking. Okay, I'm not thinking on what I'm picking. Okay, I am just picking the characters. Wait. Okay. Okay. So I just made a random team. I clicked a lot of things wrong. For people that understand Dokkan knows what I did wrong. Now, what does this team does, right? The leader, what does it does, right? It applies that for only units they are inside of those categories. So let's see. Okay, Vegito Blue. And that's when we're gonna go to the wiki. The wiki is so great because we can just here and click fusion and final trump card. Here's the fusion and final trump card. We can go here and I'm gonna do this so that we can see both of the categories at the same time. Also, I'm gonna open up in the corner. It's I know it's super in the tight position. I'm actually gonna put this underneath me so that you guys can see, and I'm gonna increase a little bit more so that you guys can see the team, right? So let's try looking for those same units in here in the actual event. So the Gogeta is here, and also the Gogeta is here. So those are the leaders for those teams. Okay. We can already see that Vegito is also here, which means that Vegito, at least this Vegito, is inside of the category, which is good. So he's getting the HP, attack, and defense extra buff, and also the key. Now, if you go keep scrolling down, I don't see anybody. I don't see any because there's no more LRs. Okay, so technically, we can go down and we go to the TURs, right? Um, mm, I don't see that Bardock as a tech unit. And also, I don't see that Bardock in here. Interesting. I don't see that Nappa here. And also, I don't see God Goku in here. And also, I don't see that Majin Buu. Why am I not seeing? Because actually, they are here. Oh, the Majin Buu is here in the final trump card. Anyways, that was not my intention. My intention was so that this unit was actually not in the category. Whatever, dude. Why is that? Because even though you have like the blue fusions, the leader is really important. It's pretty important. But if the units around you doesn't go to that same category, it's actually not pretty good. It's actually not really good you doing that. The characters in your team need to be in the same category and also trying to get the same buff of, if not the best buff possible. With that being said, you can go up here and you can see what would be the best leaders. You have leaders and you have sub leaders. If you don't have any of them, you can also use them. All of them have leader skills that applies for anyone in here, which means that actually this unit is actually the best unit to be the final trump card leader. And also he is the best leader for fusion, but reality we don't have the best leaders, because right now the best leaders of it is a 200% lead. For example, they are a 200% lead. What does that mean? Do you see Power of Wishes in Final Trump card? So Power of Wishes is another category, but we're not going to talk about Power of Wishes in all these categories. There are so many of them. Category Key plus 5 and 170%. Okay, this is the same thing as Gogeta, right? If you remember Gogeta here, when he's EZA, he gets 170% for the entire team. It's the same thing. But look at here. Plus an additional HP and attack defense 30%, which goes up to 200% for characters that also belong to Kinetic Hope and or Majin Buu Saga. So that means is if a character is also on Final Trump card, but it is on Final Trump card, also on Majin Buu Saga or Kinetic Hope, which is another category, they get 200%. So let's pull up those three categories. Okay, final trump card, I'm gonna put it over here so that we can see these characters, and also we can see Kinetic Hope and also Majin Buu Saga. So your goal in here is to find characters that are all also here. There are characters that are here, they're also in here. Why? Because if they are both here, they are both with 200% leads. So let's see. Let's look for them. Let's look for them. We have the Super Saiyan 4 GT and the Super Saiyan 4 GT Goku and GT Vegeta. They're also in Kinetic Hope. What an interesting thing. So they are on the 200% lead, right? Also, right here, this Goku and Vegeta, they are also in Kinetic Hope. These they fuse together and they become Gogeta. Interesting. Oh, look, they are also in Kinetic Hope and also in Final Trump card. Interesting. Of course, them, because they are the leader of their team. Majin Vegeta is also in Kinetic Hopes. Now let's see Majin Buu Saga a little bit. Majin Buu Saga, what unit is on this final trump card is also on Majin Buu Saga. Look, SGR Vegito is also on here. Int Vegito is also here, right? So this is part of the Dokkan, or actual Majin Buu, of course, is gonna be on Majin Buu Saga. Anyways, um, this is part of the team building that it is really a little bit of complicated if you don't understand the game and understand a little bit of the categories. In the game, however, you can see that, but it's way harder because you're gonna have to actually look and remember what you saw. Through here on character list or any of the, if you're on the teams actually looking for the teams, you can also go here and do it. But you can also do multiple. You can click multiple things, and also you can do full match or partial match. What does that mean? Full match and partial match is that, remember that we are looking in here looking for that match. So if I want to do the same thing, for example, if I want to do so for example, if I want to come here and do let's do the same thing. Final trump card. Also, you can search here. Final trump card, and also the Majin Buu Saga, for example. And I go full match. And here are the only units that I have in the moment. They're also in Final Trump card, and they're on Final Trump card, and also in Majin Buu Saga. Or I can change the Majin Buu Saga and put a Kinetic Hope here. These are the characters that are in Final Trump card, and also Kinetic Hope that I have. But if I click partial match, if you saw how many I had only 2 lines of characters. Now I have way more. And you're like, why do you have way more? Because now it's like one or the other. So if you remember here, and we go on this unit, Power Wishes or Final Trump card, also Kinetic Hope or Majin Buu Saga. So the 170% effect can work for Final Trump card or Power Wishes. So when you go to the actual game, if you want to search that, you see the entire team, including characters that are not and there are on the 200% lead. You can go Final Trump card and Power of Wishes, and you go partial match. And then at this moment, this is the entire roster that I can put with this unit right here, and I will get the at least 170%. That's are the best leaders at this moment. They have this type of effect, and they have this type of leaders. For example, one of the best leaders nowadays is the brand new Vegito, right? Which I'm actually gonna pull up in here. Okay, this is one of the best, if not the best leader in there, because he's leader for Battle of Fate, Future Saga, and Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So he's the leader of all 3 of these categories, which means it brings all of these characters, and also all of these characters with at least 170%. And let's see in here in my account, Yes, I don't have all of these units, but let's see. So it's Battle of Fae. It's Battle of Fae. Um, Future Saga. Future Saga. And Power Beyond Super Saiyan, right? And I go here and go partial match. These are all the characters that I can put in that team. Oh, in that team that has that 170%. Also, if that character is in Realm of Guards or Time Travelers, you can get the extra 30%. One thing that you gotta understand also, a lot of these categories they overlap or they have different meanings. So Realm of Gods are characters that they have the power of gods. Power beyond Super Saiyans is like characters they have powers above Super Saiyan. So Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan God Blue, Realm of Gods are all characters related to the gods, or either the god of destruction, Beerus, Whis, and Beerus, Champa, and the other ones, or the angels, Whis, Vados, and so on and so forth. Um, Future Saga is the saga of Goku Black. It's the Goku Black saga. What happened in that saga? all the all those characters they travel or either to the past or to the future. So if they travel to the past or the future, they are also time travelers. Look at this. That's one of the reasons why this unit is one of the best, because Future Saga is the main category that they need to bring. So all the characters in Future Saga, there are time travelers. That's one of the things that's so interesting with this. Also, Battle of Fate is one of the biggest categories and also one of the strongest categories, because most of these units inside of this category is pretty good, if not one of the best. They have the best units in here. So full Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we have these guys from the 8th anniversary unit. Beast Gohan, he's pretty good. You have one of the best units also, that's Piccolo. You have the brand new unit. You have all of these units, including the other brand new unit, but it's the villain Zamasu. You have all of these crazy, crazy units here. And also, if they are in Realm of Gods, so for example, this guy is in Realm of Gods because he's a god, right? Uh, UI Goku is in Realm of Gods. What else? Vegito Blue here, this God Blue Vegito Blue here, is also in Realm of Gods. This character is also in Realm of Gods, if I'm not mistaken, right? You're in Realm of Gods. He's not in Realm of Gods because of Trunks, bro. This sucks. That's one of the things that this game does a little bit wrong, is that for example, Vegito and Gogeta, they are not on pure Saiyans category, even though they are the fusion between two pure Saiyans. They don't consider as a pure Saiyan. Also, Vegeta and Trunks, even though in this case Trunks has a little bit of the God key, but because they are together, both of them are not in the god forms. They both of them they don't have like one of them don't have a god form, even though Vegeta is in the god form, so he's not in the realm of gods this unit because it's both of them. Um, Anyways, there's a lot of problems with this that comes along with this, but anyways, one of the best only one of the best things that they have together, like when there's two characters, when it's Vegeta and Goku, because they pretty much have everything. But like for example, they don't have Vegeta family or Goku family. I understand that, But the realm of gods, you can kind of make an argument that Trunks in this fight has the key of God, so like you can put him in realm of gods also. So it's quite complicated. There's a couple of controversials and moments and stuff like that that characters should be in certain categories and they are not. Anyways, um, but that I'm not gonna go into it. But here's the biggest thing that this character really truly changes. Super class key plus 3 and 150%, excluding the categories that they actually do lead for 170%. What does that mean? So in eliminate this, that means it's just characters that are any of these categories, they're gonna get the 170%. That's only it. But super class. Remember, here if you see there's super and extreme. Extreme are the villains. Super are the heroes. The super the super is one type and the extreme is another type. So there's also a lot of effect between if a super attacks the extreme is extra damage, and also if a extreme attacks the super is extra damage. But if a super attacks the super, it's kind of neutral. Also extreme with extreme is also neutral. So there's that. So it's how sometimes damage is calculated a little different. Depending on what they attack, it's this character does more damage or this character does less damage and stuff like that. Sometimes this plays into effect also with the colors, right? Um. Anyways, so super class. So that means anyone that is not in these three huge categories. Even characters that are super class, they also are not in this huge, immense categories. They can also be in his team here. If you go to super class, it's pretty much all of these characters are super class. And the list goes on and on. Like I can just keep going and going on. This is 1 through B. There's B, C, there's D, E, F, G. Like all of these characters can be added to that team also, that can, because they get the 150%. That's what makes Vegito the best leader in the game, at least at this moment that I'm talking about. It's because of that. Because 150% is not bad. It's not the best, of course, because 200% is the best. Um and also the 200% is the best, and also um which if I go here and eliminate and just put it here super class, all of these units. Let me go here. Dokkan. All of these units I can put in this team because they have the 150%. That's why Vegito is one of the best. Has one of the best leader skills in the game, because his team is pretty good. Also, he can include a lot of characters that sometimes they may not link well, but sometimes they can be so good and just they unfortunately are not in the categories, but they can go so well with the team, or they can help you, or they have a great support, or they have something that would be great for it. Anyways, um, that's why Vegito has one of the best leader skills, and that's why you have to pay attention on what leader skills does your characters have. So you look at the leader skills and try to apply that buff for the entire team. If that buff is applying for the entire team, and you have to make sure, especially with the categories, um, if you make sure everything is applying, or at least the best you can do it, then your team builds gets a little bit better. Then later we have links. The better teams are the characters that have the best link sets. Also, they all link with each other. So the more links that they have with each other, uh, the better. So the more links there is in the team, the less actually good it is, because they sync with one character but they don't sync with the other. So which it changes a lot. So also there's the quantity, right? For example, this Vegito, the best linking partner is these guys. They have 7 out of 7 links, which means is they have the full on power possible situation. That's one of the best characters that they can run together, right? So that's why this team that I built here is really 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 bad, because even though a kind of God Goku kind of links somewhat good together, and Vegito links so well with Gogeta, but the rest doesn't link with each other, and they are not in the team lead. They are not in their team. Also, they're here the usable leaders, the links. There you can see their effects. You can see all of the differences and stuff like that. Um, I talked for freaking 2 hours. I just talked for freaking 2 hours. Anyways, um, probably I am missing something that I said I was going to say. So I know that I'm missing the hidden petition system, but I'm not gonna go into that and like more details about that. Um, I know I'm missing a lot, especially like for example the Baba Shop. I didn't talk about the Baba Shop. I know I'm missing a lot. I have to stop talking because my throat hurts. Um, but I hope that if this actually goes to YouTube, I don't know if it will, and you're watching this until now, and you watch, I don't know if I'm gonna cut up into parts or if I'm gonna just throw up the entire thing into YouTube and whatever. Um, if you're actually watching to this moment, I really hope that I help you understand this game, and that I help you also not just understand this game or how it actually works, and also have you the at least a basic knowledge so that you can go and become a great player and understand what you're doing. There is a lot of discussion of around now it's X, but Twitter and Twitter X, whatever it's called now, um, about, oh, this character is better or this character is worse. Oh, build for this character, build for this other character, which is the hidden potential system. Um, all of that, that's way too complicated to get it, especially in the beginning. Don't go for that. Don't look for that. Don't read that. Start getting understanding the game first, then start getting your own opinions about certain characters based on what you read on the wiki, and also on the read on the game, or how you feel playing with that character. If you already died with that character, if you don't die with that character, then you can form your own opinion, and also not just read a bunch of, you know, NPCs and just don't be an NPC and copy someone's opinion, because you have no idea what the fuck. Sometimes you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So I hope this video helps you understand how the game works, to how the characters work, and this is pretty much the basic, basic knowledge for you to start going a little bit deeper into the intermediate stuff of Dokkan, and also to understand a little bit more in depth of now your goal is to, I don't know how much you have your account. So if your account is getting a little bit better, your summons are getting somewhat good, you get all your characters now are getting evolved, Dokkan Awaken, and like stuff like that. You have a couple free to play characters also. There are also Rainbow and stuff like that, which I'm at one point I'm gonna get into it. Um, Stuff like that. That's a little bit of the more intermediate stuff. You can start looking for other people's things and team building and stuff like that. You can go and test it out, or going a little bit harder, test harder events, try harder things, right? Legendary Goku events a pretty good step up, right? From regular events to Legendary Goku event. And then from Legendary Goku event to like Infinite Dragon Ball History or Extreme Super Battle Road and Easy A's. And then from Easy A's and all of this, you go like finally to the more advanced stuff, which is Red Zones, um, Battle of the Gods, um, and stuff like that. Um, Red Zones and are the top tier, and the anniversary level are the hardest events in the games, and are the ultimate goal. Pretty much beat those levels. Anyways, um, I hope I hope this helps, and I know I'm missing some things. If I am, leave your comment, your question, anything. I will answer the questions in the comments all the time. And I may, even if it's really important, I will do a also video. And if everybody's keep asking about it, I will do a video talking about that specific thing. And it's not gonna be as long as this. 2 hours of recording. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching me to this moment. See you guys tomorrow. Or see you guys next time. Bye.